Hello my loyal companions, welcome to episode 8 of RogueCast, your dedicated Rogue Company podcast and one-stop shop for all the latest news, exclusive interviews and clips of the week. In today's episode we're going to be going over all the latest news, including the new secret identity update, bringing us version 0.51 and a bunch of new amazing features and limited time game modes. We're also going to be talking about ranked and have an exclusive interview with GringoJR, the youngest semi-professional Gears of War player who beat out Nadeshot himself when he was only 6 years old. I am your host Radha. Let's get into the RogueCast. Okay, so starting with the news this week, obviously this was the launch of Secret Identity, the most recent major update for Rogue Company, bringing us a bunch of new features, including the new dock map, the arena, the dock skin and skin bundles, which look absolutely amazing. Also some balancing changes to different rogues and perks and weapons, and we're going to get into that a little bit here. Starting with the two-time himself, we have the new Dr. Disrespect skin for Dallas, which looks amazing, as well as some different weapon skin bundles for him that you can purchase from the store. They are 2,000 rogue bucks each, so 4,000 if you want the skin and the weapon wraps and glider and things like that. We also have the new map along with a limited time game mode, which is exclusively extraction, demolition and strikeout on the new arena map. It does have some bug issues at the moment where it feels like there is a lot of frame rate issues and lag, but generally the map plays really well. We played it a bunch of times. We actually scrimmed it exclusively one day, and it was really interesting to play. And for demolition, I think it's going to have a lot of good angles, but hopefully you've played it yourself, you know what it's like, and you're really excited for it. I think it's a really good map. I think the voice lines are really good over the top. They're really funny, and I think they did a great homage to Dr. Disrespect. I think they worked really well to collaborate that together, and it's just a really fun map, and I look forward to seeing where it goes, playing it more in the future. Along with this patch was the player identity system that was now added, giving us more rewards for the mastery system. So as you rank up your rogues, you'll receive more rewards, including new calling cards, new emblems, and new borders for your rogues, which you can customize in its own personal tab if you go to profile. I talked about the limited time game mode, and with that came some different awards that you can earn in game, kind of like trophies or achievements. You have the 2-time, which is to win 2 matches in the arena back to back. You also have triple threat challenge, which is to win a strikeout, extraction and demolition match in there. And then you have violence, speed and momentum, which in a single match you have to get 10 downs, sprint 1,000 meters and get a multi-downs, like a double kill or triple down. You can earn some different banners with these, but that's not all with this update and the awards, as there is another award hidden in there that is hinted towards another limited time game mode coming for Halloween, which is going to be strikeout snipers only, which looks really, really interesting. We should see that sometime in the future, and although it's quite a small event and it is a limited time game mode, and there probably isn't going to be much added for this Halloween, the devs did say that in future updates and future holidays they are looking to add really big events to these sort of things to make them really exciting for us. The last thing I want to touch on for the update is the balancing changes, just briefly. A lot of you have seen it. I know there's a lot of videos out there at the moment on it, so I'll just go over the main points. Last episode we talked about the different rogue buffs and changes that were coming to Shark, Anvil and Ronin. Those have now been implemented. You also have some weapon changes, so all the SMGs have now been buffed. They have a range buff attached to them, so they're a little bit better at range. It's not changing them too much, but it is just helping them with a little bit more range damage. There was also some perk changes, so Sixth Sense is now officially removed from the game in replacement of Tracker Rounds and Headstrong, depending on the rogue that was originally assigned to. There's also been some buffs to Evade and Tracker Rounds, so just tweak them ever so slightly so they're a little bit better, nothing major, but there's also been some gadget changes with a big nerf to frag grenades, a small nerf to Semtex, a big nerf to C4, which was probably very needed, and a buff to incendiary grenades. The release did come with quite a few bugs that were causing some issues, but they released a hotfix yesterday that should have patched a lot of them for us, particularly Anvil Shield. If you were experiencing some problem putting that down, that has now been fixed, and hopefully that shouldn't cause any more troubles. But the hotfix is here on screen for you just to have a look at some of the different changes that did occur during that time. Now the last piece of news that I really want to touch on, I'm so excited for, is obviously Ranked. So I put out a video on my channel called How to Prepare for Ranked, giving you an idea of how to get Ranked ready, because it was rumoured that Ranked was going to come in the next patch, and this has now been confirmed. Ranked will be coming in the next big update for Rogue Company. I'm really excited. Scott tweeted out the different banners and different ranking system that they have, which is going to be extremely interesting. I actually quite like the way they've done it. It's quite a simplistic look, and it seems like there's a level-based system, some sort of win-loss, gain or loss of rank in that way. We don't know exactly how the system's going to work, but I am very excited. I'm glad to hear it's just around the corner, and I hope you're all getting ranked ready. If you're unsure of how to, go check out my video. Okay, that's it for the news, guys. I'm now going to move on to my interview with GringoJR. He is a fantastic guy, and as I said, he is the youngest semi-professional Gears of War player, going semi-pro at just 6 years old, which is incredible, and he's now still grinding at 19 years old to push himself even further. And that continued growth paid off yesterday when he actually won Incon's tournament, winning $400 for his team in that tournament, which was incredible, and I had the honor of watching him. He was playing some of the Omni members as well, which is part of my org, so it was brilliant to watch and brilliant to see them absolutely crush.
And then I finally hear the word that our next match that we're going to play is actually to get into the championship bracket, to place top 16. And so I'm thinking, oh my god, dude, there is no way this is actually going to happen. My first event, I'm going to place top 16. And then I find out that the team that we're playing has a 6-year-old amateur player on his team, and his name was GringoJR. We ended up winning the first map, and then we ended up losing the second map. And I was like, God damn, man, this little kid's got some skills. Like, how are they even keeping up? And so basically, we go to map 3, and Gears of War was first to 4 in the round. So we're tied 3-3 going into the last round. And I swear to God, I was calling out strats back then. Like, we did an all rush to one of the sides of the map, and this kid popped like a 3-piece, and we ended up losing the match. And it was the most heartbreaking thing in the world. The fact that we had just lost to a 6-year-old kid who could barely grip the controller.
Okay then, guys, kicking off episode 8 of RogueCast is a very special guest. He's the youngest semi-pro Gears of War player at the age of 6, beating out Nadeshot himself, and now at 19 he's still grinding to be the best he can be and climbing up that competitive ladder. It is with great honour I introduce you to GringoJR. Hey man, how you doing?
Nothing much, just chilling out.
Just chilling out. Awesome. So obviously we had your dad on the podcast a few episodes ago, and he's told us a lot about what it was like raising you and like going into that esports scene. But how was it for you, being at the age of 5 or 6 plus, to be in these LAN events and be in these like tournaments and competitive scenes? What was that like?
With my eyes perspective, I can't speak. Sorry, can't say words. with pretty much me just going over to these LAN events was actually really fun.
Yeah.
Because it was really big to me because I was little, because I was like not even like, I don't know, I was really short because I'm a kid, you know. 5, 6 years old, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the world just felt huge to me when traveling all over the place, going and just getting into it, like setting up planes or sorry, just traveling. It was really fun. And then landing, and then getting to these LAN events, seeing people, meeting people, eventually getting into a hotel room just to relax, which are extremely comfortable beds.
Nice. Yeah, I bet.
And then just going inside the LAN event when it starts with all these people was just massive to me. And it was amazing with like seeing all these people, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah. I imagine there weren't many kids near your age there. Like, it's just
there wasn't a whole lot.
No, mostly
there was a little here and there. Like there was like a few kids, like a kid or two there, maybe a kid there, or just hanging out with their parents. They mainly went with their parents because, well, they can't go by themselves.
Yeah. And of course, you obviously started out going with your dad and the other members of your family until you booted them all out, which is just hilarious.
Yeah,
by the way.
I had to fire my mom and my brother because they weren't good enough as players. I had a flat out riot saying, I was like, I don't care if that hurt their feelings.
It's so brilliant. That's so like
the only thing I had to get prepared for was the shoe coming at me when I said my mom's not good. That was it.
But it worked out, right? And then you joined some teams, and then you eventually took down the man himself, the now owner of 100 Thieves, Nadeshot. So when did you find out? Like, when did it clock to you that you had once them beaten Nadeshot? Because like at 14, when he first did that event, I assume he was, nobody knew who he was really, right? He was just going to a LAN event similar to you, just 8 years older. When did you find out that you had beaten the Nadeshot in that LAN event?
I want to say this was during. Let's see, the video was made 2015, January. We found out at like 2018.
Okay, wow.
It was a while. Like, this was during like Gears, like 4, maybe 5
Mhm.
something. Like it was during that phase, not somewhat. It was pretty much if it was during Gears 5, it was at the beginning of Gears 5, and if it was during Gears 4, I don't.
Right at
I
the
gotta
end.
remember these games. I gotta remember where these games titles even started in the first place. Sorry,
Yeah.
but no, it was pretty much around that time.
Okay. And
Cause I
how?
think I either watched it. No, no, that's right. Senior watched it, and then he
Uh-huh.
told me to watch, and I was like, oh, or was it the other way around? Or maybe someone told me.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But
It's been a while.
either way,
Not gonna lie.
there was a video out there of Nadeshot saying, "Yeah, I got beaten by a 6-year-old named GringoJR, and that's you," which is
Yeah.
so cool. Like that is so cool that you know you can say you beat Nadeshot in that event. And did you continue then playing Gears after like that sort of time? Because I remember Senior was mentioning something about you had a bit of a break in between at some point. Tell me a little bit about like what happened after 6.
So after Gears 2,
Mhm.
the final event for Gears 2, I forgot where that was. Gears 3 was not going to be an MLG.
Okay.
And we decided to take a short break, a long break actually, because I was still young, still a young age, can't do much.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to pretty much focus my school, periodically get on my Xbox. I say periodically, I'm on it 24/7, and just continue playing.
Yeah.
School, then play.
Yeah, which is,
And then after that, once I got close to high school, actually, sorry, I skipped Gears 3. Oops, my bad. Just completely neglected it. Oops, my bad. We never did Gears 3 at all. We actually skipped Gears 3 because I wasn't able to play.
Yeah.
I did hang out with this one person, which was kind of unfortunate. I did hang out with him a little bit too long.
Okay.
Let's just say short story with him was he's cool, but he's also not the right person to hang out with his personality. But that's beside the point.
Yeah.
It was a mistake. Me and him tried to team up, and the second he mentioned he's with me or I'm with him to be like, a team and stuff like that for Gears 3.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted me. It was weird. So I just said, all right, whatever. I don't care. I just moved on.
Yeah.
Eventually Gears 4 came out. I was still doing my school, obviously. And, I'm still grinding video games, just grinding it out.
Yeah, just school took a bit more of a priority at that point than
exactly.
Which is
in considering the age, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. And because I think that's what Senior was saying as well, was you were fine going to these events in the very early stages, then they started putting age restrictions in, didn't they? And like not letting you play and stuff, which I kind of see the both sides of that, but I'm sure that was annoying and stuff. It's always a good experience. I mean, you probably have more like esport experience than most people trying to go professional nowadays do, like just from like those early days, which I think is good.
I pretty much believe that.
Yeah, it's such invaluable information like that you got from that, and obviously like even bits that were like really like blown up for you because you were a kid could be put in perspective by Senior and stuff, and like so now it's just like a perfect little blend of knowledge and experience there, which I think is great.
Yeah.
So how has that evolved now to today? What are you doing today?
Today I am grinding Rogue Company, which is a third-person tactical shooter. A fantastic game. Obviously, you know that because you make videos on it, which is hilarious. And it's really fun because it still has that Gears aspect of third-person perspective, and the fact that you can't just run out there and just gun 5 people down. You actually have to have a brain a little bit.
Yeah.
And not die, because if you do, you're just gonna get killed.
Yeah, you have to play tactical, right? Like you can 1v4, but you can't 1v4 like by just running and gunning,
Yeah, like a maniac. Yeah, exactly. You actually have to have a little bit of like movement and whatnot to actually be able to fight these players and actually, be able to succeed.
When did you first hear about Rogue then? What led you to Rogue as a game?
So this was funny. This is actually kind of funny. During the alpha, actually, I knew it was an alpha. It was alpha. And I signed up for a code for it. And I believe it was like a month or two after. I got an email from them that I got it,
Okay.
and I had it for my Xbox. I didn't have a PC yet.
Okay.
So I had the codes, and I never played it yet.
Okay.
But I knew about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to see gameplay and everything, but I couldn't because there was like rules and stuff like that. You couldn't clip it, you couldn't like stream it and
Yeah,
stuff
it
like
was
that. So I had no idea.
That was all under NDA,
But
wasn't it, for the
people-
alpha?
I hang out with other people that told me about it, and I was like, oh, okay. So what I decided to do, I was like, all right, I'm gonna finally install it.
Mhm.
I finally installed it and started playing it with the guy I'm playing with, and I was like, wait a second, this game is actually fun.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Mhm.
And I really think the game's going to go in a pretty decent direction. Unfortunately, it's definitely going to be PC oriented.
Yeah, so this is something else I want to talk about because we touched on it briefly. Like, so as I just moved to controller on PC, and I immediately, like, literally the first game, I went into shooting range and I went Dahlia and I pulled out the MXR and I was like, oh, okay, so this explains everything of how I die.
It's just better. Yeah, exactly.
It's 100% better. Like, I feel like I need to make a video on it.
I even talk about it to this day 24/7 that MXR needs to be nerfed.
Yes.
Because it just beams people.
It is too quick. Fires too quick. I think yeah, we've talked a little bit about like how it could be balanced. I think you either have to reduce the fire rate to take down the time to kill, or you have to reduce the damage significantly so that it takes an extra shot at some point to get that kill. That's the only way you have to do it.
I think they could slightly reduce the fire rate a little bit, and then reduce damage and maybe some range.
Yeah. Or even like its bloom at close range, because like you can take down an SMG with that thing. Like
the fact that I can hit you in the forehead once for 48 and then shoot you twice, and you're already beaming me for like 10 to 12 or 13, depending on what SMG you're using, and I win the fight.
It's a bit mental.
It's a little I kind of lose brain cells after like 5 shots.
Yeah, it's definitely the meta now, isn't it? Is DMR meta, particularly the MXR, for sure.
Even the D3D Talons' DMR can just two-tap you.
Exactly. If you hit that double headshot, it's
you're
game
just
over.
like, wow, I love having HP.
But no, I
And
don't.
considering how the game is, like, you have to have HP.
Yeah. So
you can't be at 99. You have to have full HP to fight.
Yeah, I agree. That even that one extra damage is actually like just a whole thing.
It's huge.
Some guns will do 99 damage. Some guns will do 96 damage, and then like, or even like the MXR does 48 to the head. Well, 2 of those shots isn't going to kill you. It's going to take you to 96. So if you go through that after taking even a little bit of Vi poison damage or taking a little bit of like Molotov damage, you're down 10 health, you're dead. You're dead to a 2-shot rather than a 3-shot. And it makes a massive difference. So what is it about Rogue then that you think is going to excel it going forward? What about the game specifically, its mechanics, its team aspect? What about it is so good to potentially go the way we all want it to go?
I think if a lot of big orgs, especially like 100 Thieves, now that we have like their skins, their character skins, and stuff like that, and a little bit other things come out. Also, we got the Dr. Disrespect skin, the Dallas skin, which is really amazing.
That crossover was awesome.
And then you got some of his skins and his, stuff. And more things come in. The game could go really in a really good direction. Boy, it is high res, which we all know. We love their company, which is why we play their games.
Exactly.
We really do. But they themselves did tweet out that they are going to let the other people, like Rome's tourneys and the other people, do their tourneys, and eventually they will probably do one way after.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a while.
Yeah. But do you think that's the right move? Do you think they should wait that long? Do you think?
I think they could probably do it either at the end of the year or sometime within a month or 2.
Okay. Do you think they could do it earlier? Like, that could be a shout for them?
They could do somewhat earlier. I think them waiting way too long is a little unnecessary, but I mean...
Yeah.
I still think it's alright.
Yeah. From what I've heard of from other like high-res games and stuff, like Smite and particularly Realm, and a little bit Paladins, is that they do roll things out too early. So perhaps they're really trying to take a step back and like let it, because you know what, like I couldn't say think of a game I've got in at the start of, right, apart from like the new title that is the fourth or fifth in a series like Halo or something. Like that doesn't really count because all the orgs there are already like there. It's already game, it's established. I haven't got in on a new game from Alpha Beta until Rogue, and so I don't know how like the community tournament stuff worked, but I think there's like a lot of good options out there at the moment for tourneys. I don't know if that's normal, but I think they could literally rely on us, rely on all these tournaments to run for a while, and then do their tournament well. Yeah, and I like what you said about getting the orgs in. That's like a must. But this is I don't remember who I was speaking to. It might have been Senior. We have to come out of, I think it was Senior. We have to come out of beta before org is going to take it seriously, though, right?
That is true. It is an open beta still.
Yeah, but we're cracking through phase 3. Like we've the only things I can think that really need to be added now are real customs where we can do some sliders. Exactly. We can have spectator mode, and then ranked, which is rumored to be coming out next patch. So that's going to be a thing. I'm really nervous about ranked. Like I'm so hyped for it, but I think it could be make or break for the game. What do you think?
It could do something. It depends how the community is right now.
Mm-hmm.
We do have some toxic community members, or toxic people in the community, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
We got the new members, the newies, which are either from other games or just in general, they were like, wow, Rogue Company, it's a free to game. Let's download it.
Yeah.
And then you got the super competitive players that are like me and others.
Yeah.
Other people out there that just want to grind the game.
Yeah.
Do they care about ranked? They could potentially if they're bored.
Yeah.
I might be one of them.
if there's no scrims available at for 2 hours, I guess I'll play ranked. That sort of thing.
Or we'll just if we're able to do it as a squad rank grind, sure, we'll do it.
Yeah.
It's better than pubs, but the thing is though, ranked is still like pubs, but it's just a little bit more sweatier. It's not super sweaty like scrims or like an actual competitive match, but it does get a little sweaty sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
I think it'll be interesting depending the rewards they give us in ranked.
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously going to be the massive race for top rank, right? Everyone wants to be Grandmaster, which based on other high-res games, I think might be what the biggest rank is called. Everyone wants to be Grandmaster. Everyone wants to be the highest rank. So that's definitely going to be a grind in itself. And I think similar to like League of Legends Challenger Series, obviously that's a big title and stuff, and people want to be part of Challenger, so they want to be part of Grandmaster. I think that in itself for the top competitive players is more than enough incentive because, you prove yourself in two ways in this game, right? In a competitive game like this, you either win tournaments or you achieve the highest rank. You are number one in the world. So there's that. But so I like what you said about teams going in. I really want them to have teams in there. I do not want that mixed with solo players. I do not want a solo player to be able to play against a team of 4. I think that will kill the game.
But also on top of that, what I really don't like, and this isn't Smite included, is the fact that at first you were able to 5-man stack on ranked Smite.
Okay.
Then they reduced it to 4. Then they reduced it to like 3. Okay. Now it's only to 2 players.
Okay.
This game is 4v4.
Yeah.
If they reduce it to 2 to 3 players, you might as well just not even play ranked because you're literally restricting a player to not play.
Yeah. Because
of minor things.
Yeah. I think that you need 2 queues. This is where I've sort of said that it will work best. It's not the cleanest, but it's probably the way it works best. You need to have a solo queue, which could potentially be solo duo queue. I'm not that opposed to a solo duo queue, but at least a solo queue. I think
since it's 4v4, and they should keep the solo duo queue.
Yeah.
That can be together, because technically it's 4v4. You can't really do much with the queues.
No. A team queue. So you have a separate ranking system. You get a different rank for 4v4s, and you go in as a 4, and like you just have the 2 systems there. Like League does that. You can solo duo queue, or you can go in as like flex queue, which is anything. Like you can go from 1 to 5. They have 2 separate queues, and people know their place. Like oh, this is this rank for this is this rank for this, and then 2 different things. And I think that would definitely alleviate some of the difference between scrims and ranked, because when you get to the highest level, you're going against 4 mans who are also in the highest level, so it's kind of like a scrim. It's not as like structured, I guess. But
Yeah.
it gives you a little bit more, right? It gives you a little bit more of an edge. And I'm hoping when they put out that 4v4 demolition stuff, I hope that was a trial for it to see how they could get the queues to work for it. I'm really hoping that's why they did that.
Oh, demo squad.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's why they did that to then add it in as an additional queue. I really hope they do. That's my biggest.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay. No, you're good. You're good. I don't know what happened.
That's my biggest issue with rank that I see is the solo duo queue. We talked a little bit about PC. What do you think of crossplay? Do you think it's fair for ranked? Like having Xbox versus...
I don't think they should do crossplay for ranked. Keep it separate, just like every other game.
Okay. Do other games... this is where I'm a bit into. Do other games have separate ranked queues for crossplay? Like, do they have
Smite does.
Okay. That's promising then.
I believe Gears does as well. Actually, no. Gears doesn't do that. Sorry. Oops. Although Gears ranked... I mean, granted though, these ranked matches, yes, they have these like ranking tiers and stuff like that, but it's so different. It's not even like the same as like Valorant ranked or like CS:GO ranked or competitive ranked game modes. And Gears is it's different. It's weird. I might as well just go play a pub match, but it's still ranked. It just doesn't make sense. It's weird.
Yeah. Because like my biggest ranked experience comes from my league, which is very much like you're played with people in your MMR, and it's sweaty as hell, and everything matters.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So, as someone who has been playing competitively, I'm interested in something that I'm either considering making a video about, and I just touched on in the video that's going live today, is tilt. So, if you play a lot of competitive matches, emotions run high in games.
Right.
How do you manage tilt in games like this, like in a ranked game or in a competitive scrim? How do you deal with that? Because you're a very positive person. Like, I've never had someone reward me for getting a kill as much as you when we're playing. You're just like, good shot. I'm like, thanks, Gringo.
I try to be. That's something with like a mental thing.
Yeah.
With it in general, people's like emotions and just being a teammate. A lot of people think that if one minor thing goes wrong, the entire match is over, which is not true.
No.
Like, we can make comebacks with rounds, which like we did a few times in some of the matches we played. And it's way more better being super positive than super negative.
Yeah.
Because if you have a negative Nancy in your ear, let's just say instead of me being positive, saying, hey, nice shots, blah, 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 or, being positive, I'm in your ear being negative, saying other things that are not positive at all, that would change your mental state of your gameplay, and it would ruin your gameplay. Yeah. But also not only you, but the others as well, and including myself, because I'm just flaming you instead. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I like that. And so, like, yeah, I think tilting is a big problem. I think it seems like I do is like I'll never like flame a teammate, but I will like flame myself. Like, damn, that was my fault. Like that was my issue. I do it sometimes too. I've done it a few times before, and I try my best not to do it, especially in the ears in Discord or just in general, because like you guys like nobody wants to hear someone complaining in your ear 24/7 or just in general. I try my best not to. But there are times where it feels like I should have won the fight, or at least in general, not died like that. MXR. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, my favorite line.
In general stuff.
My favorite line that you come out with is when you die, like getting shot around a corner or like through a wall or something like. Oh, I got high res. That's my favorite one. That one really makes me laugh.
We're playing a high res game. I'm saying thanks, high res.
It's great.
Because like I said, we love their games, and we play them still to this day, no matter what. Like, if they make another high-res game, we're going to play it. Yeah. We're going to love these games. We just want the developers to work on stuff better. But, or at least, like, see the thoughts and opinions on the community or the people in general. And just kind of look at it and then adapt to it and then do minor adjustments. Yeah. With some stuff. Like, for example, the MXR. Yeah. That gun needs to get nerfed, and people are finally starting to notice it more and more now that the gun needs to be nerfed. Yeah. And I see the vote that Scott Gandhi posted for SMG balance and Anvil and Ronin and C4 and Molotov. And I was kind of like, the SMGs don't really need buffs. I think they need a slight buff, like with range buffs.
Yeah.
But I also think they should have done the MXR nerfs as well to help those SMGs a little bit.
Yeah.
And also the in general of just not getting beamed across the map by an MXR.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. I think they kind of sort of got the issue that, you know, SMGs are dying to DMRs, but didn't quite. They went for the SMG route rather than nerfing the DMR route. But to be fair to them, like, they are very active on socials, and they got rid of that C4. They really did nerf that thing well.
Thank God of the C4 nerf. Oh my god.
And the frag, like,
it can
the
still
frag
kill
nerf is fine.
people.
Yep, can still kill people.
It's just not as well now. Thank God.
Exactly, which is good. I'm glad that they do. I think they're pretty good at listening to the community most of the time. I think there's a lot of community voice actually coming at them. So I do feel for them, like, you know, especially yesterday, right? Like, the amount of tweets that were coming out yesterday after, like, the patch dropped, and it was all positive, to be fair. Like, apart from the exception of, like, obviously the arena's having some frame rate issues for people, and potentially some, like, vices
we were
as
having
well.
minor. Everyone was probably having minor frame rate problems.
Yeah. But again, they dealt with it, they acknowledged it, and they were talking about it. So I think that they're doing a pretty good job. So something else I wanted to ask was just sort of giving us, like, a bit of, like, how Rogue is going for you at the moment. Because you've won, like, some of these tournaments and stuff, haven't you? So what is
I've won a few of the Rogue Cup tourneys, the 2v2
kill races,
non-custom games. Yeah, kill races. They were kill races. I won a few of those. At least like 4 out of the few.
Yeah.
At least 4 or 5 I've won.
Yeah. Which, you know, obviously just shows your skill as a player. So where are you hoping to progress through now? Then you've got pretty much your squad somewhat together. I know that the three of you Micro Mains are solid.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like weaving in the fourth here and there, trying to find the right fit.
Yeah.
Or at least someone who can be there all the time, because God knows that you don't want me that long.
We're still using you. It's okay.
See, I'm still here. I still made the cut.
Yeah, exactly.
But where do you want to, like, go from here? Like, what's the progression going forward in Rogue, in ranked, in tournaments and customs, in the pro scene when it comes out? What do you want from the future with yourself and Rogue?
So right now, what we're gonna try to do is play. Like, we're gonna play, do scrims, just keep playing for a while. And pretty much mainly we're getting ready for the tournament tomorrow that Incon's doing, that he's hosting. We're doing his tournament tomorrow because we have a fourth. I mean, even if we didn't, we were just going to have one of those single sign-up people to get. Yeah, exactly. But we're going to do that 20 tomorrow, and then pretty much try to slowly find a fourth, because we're slowly doing that. Yeah. It's just every time I DM somebody, they just don't respond back, or they do, and apparently they give me some type of excuse. So I'm just like, oh, fantastic.
Which is strange, because, like, people know you.
So right now we're still focusing on playing. We're going to get that fourth, and when we do, we're going to really grind out scrims and whatnot, periodically do 20s, do some of the CMGs, and then eventually do other stuff as well. It's just at the moment, we're going to focus on what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, they're just going to take one tournament at a time. I know you guys are good. You scrim versus Incon and stuff, and they're always fun matches.
They're really fun to spar against.
Yeah, it's fun. They can shoot really good. My head has suffered those bullets. But
you'll be fine.
That's fine. I shoot them back. Put me on Lancer. I feel like I do all right.
Exactly. Just don't miss.
Don't miss, and don't die. That's your thing, isn't it? You've said to me, and Senior said to me, is just don't die. Like, that's like for every teammate, that's the basic, right? Don't die, have good comms.
Yeah. The basis is, if you want to learn the game, and this is really simple and obvious for a lot of games, even single player games. Yeah. If you're, like, wandering around the map like an open world, like, for example, Zelda Breath of the Wild, or like Code Vein, get all kinds of games, especially like the really difficult games where, like, if you're not really well with, like, dodging mechanics or, like, the overall using spells and whatnot, the game's going to get more and more difficult. The longer you stay alive, the more you can learn the game. Yeah. If you're dead majority of the time, you're not going to learn anything.
No. You just
except watching your teammates.
Yeah, you're just watching.
But even then, that doesn't help you because you're not moving. You're not interacting with the game. You're not playing the game. Yeah. You're just watching now. You might as well just go on YouTube and watch the videos now.
Yeah.
Because you're dead.
Yeah. And I 100% agree. I think focus on staying alive, and that's like what
Exactly.
that's definitely like.
But also on top of that, another thing is too, even though it's like easier said than done just to stay alive,
Mhm.
you also have to learn your mistakes when you're dead. You're like
Yeah.
the minor moment when you die, you're like, all right, what could I have done to change or move to a certain position to be harder to get killed or to not die quicker?
Mhm.
So it's one of those things where it's like, for example, the new map, which is an amazing map. I love the map.
Yeah.
It has nice variety. It's wide.
Mhm.
It's pretty nice and simple. And if you stay in one spot, depending where you are, and you get angled out, for example, on the top stairs on A site,
Mhm.
that's in between like the spawns in
Yeah.
the middle,
Yeah.
up top middle. If you get pinched, let's just say they're on their stairs and like one or two of them takes our stairs
Mhm.
from the mid stairs, we're going to get shot from both sides and we're just
Yeah.
going to get slaughtered.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You definitely have to move and you can't sit in one spot because if you do, you're just going to get gunned down.
Mhm. Yeah, and I like it. It's all about speed, violence, momentum, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Violence, speed, momentum. I might mess it up.
Yeah.
One of them. Don't. It's fine. I don't think Doc will watch this. If he does, I'm sorry, Doc.
I'm gonna laugh when he does, and he'll be like, "Wow, unbelievable."
How dare he?
It's okay. He understands.
Awesome. Final few questions then, just quick fire ones. Favorite rogue currently?
The favorite rogue right now is definitely Dahlia. She is definitely my favorite.
Alright. Favorite weapon that is not the MXR?
Oh, well, then I gotta say the objection.
It is a bit of a beam. I'm surprised that they got a buff, didn't it, in the most recent one? Like, because the range
They
buff.
upped the range.
Like, why? That needed a recall change. That needed like a little bit of blue, a little bit of recall, just somewhere.
Done. I don't think the SMG. See, the thing is, though, a lot of people like the minor buffs for the range is okay,
Mhm.
but the thing is, though, remember we're using SM. There's some machine guns. The range on it are going to be poor.
Yeah.
At long range, you're not going to beam people across the map. Granted,
No.
the objection can't really do that because it has 7 a shot across the map.
Yeah.
Or even to mid range, the gun doesn't do damage. Once you get close quarters, that's when the gun does damage.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of noticing the gun now, it does shoot 80 times faster than the SLC. But the problem with the SLC is that the gun's handling pretty bad.
Mhm.
The range is poor, just like the objection. But the thing is, though, is what I've been noticing a lot more is the fact that the damage is low.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a beamer. Yes, it can beam people.
Mhm.
But if you don't hit your shots, especially the headshots, at least to 4 of those 5 of the shots don't hit the head, you're more likely going to lose the fight because every gun just does way more damage. Even the LMPX, talents and glitches, submachine gun, it just does way more damage. 16 a hit,
which is incredible compared to the objection.
It's a really good gun when you hit your shots.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Go hit your shots. That's always the important thing.
Exactly.
All right, then, man, that's going to take us to the end of the podcast. Last thing I'd like to do is let you plug any of your channels, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube if you got one. Let everyone know where they can find you.
My Twitter is at GringoJR1, and my Twitch is twitch.tv/GringoXJr. If you would like to go there, leave a follow. If you'd like to subscribe, you can. It's really up to you. I don't force you to because I'm not one of those people. Although, fun fact, also on top of that, last night, I finally got my Twitch payment. I finally reached the 100 mark and I got paid, and I was so happy.
Nice, dude. That's awesome.
I'm not really an emotional person unless I'm watching emotional shows, animes, and whatnot. Then I'll get emotional, but I was trying to be emotional last night, and I couldn't. Took me a minute, but I was still happy as hell.
Yeah, it's one of those milestones, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because one of the biggest things is when I stream and stuff like that, is I want to be able to show people my gameplay, show my worth to players and to people, and to also support my family because, financially we're not really in the right spot, but we're slowly managing with my parents working and them doing their best and just us just trying to keep it together as a family.
Yeah, especially during like COVID and stuff. But no, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, especially during COVID right now. It's really a mess.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Like I say, like, I tweet back at you, like, you absolutely deserve it. You know, your content's great, your gameplay is incredible. Like, you know, there's I've said it like since our first game together. Like, you see it throughout some of my videos. I'm like, damn, this Gringo guy's really good. Like, absolutely, like, go check him out. Go drop him that follow over on Twitch. Go follow his Twitter. He's active on there. Like, go check him out, guys. But no, thank you for being on.
Yep, no problem.
A big thanks to GringoJR for coming and sitting down with me on the podcast. We had a great chat, and I do recommend you go check him out. He's a really good player, and I think you'll learn a lot from just watching his playthroughs. Now it's time to go for the clip of the week, where I go through the hashtag Rogue Replay and hashtag RogueCast sections on Twitter to find the best clips that you've submitted. And today we're going to look at Vectra, who's playing on the new map Arena as Lancer and is shredding out against the enemy team. Here we see Lancer in B side, about to jump out of the window, which I think is a really clutch spot, by the way. Now beaming down that Lancer to get that kill. The Lancer is being revived by Dahlia, but Dahlia does go down. The revive is still going off. She turns her focus to the anvil. Lancer is back up. She has to fight her off. Nice. Good job so far, taking down these enemies. Just the glitch left. Everyone else is down. Can he find him? Sees the shooting and goes around the corner for a nice, easy clap. Just going to go defuse that bomb now. Little note, that Lancer did not go below 60 health that entire time. A really nice clip there. And if you guys want your clips to be looked at and potentially shown here on the podcast, make sure you use hashtag Rogue Replay and hashtag RogueCast in your submissions, and then I'll go through the Twitter feeds to find them. Okay then guys, that's going to take us to the end of RogueCast. I do hope you enjoyed. We'll be back again next week with another exclusive interview and all the news that you're going to need. If you do want to see more content from me, I post daily guides here on YouTube, so subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any information about how to improve at Rogue Company. All the links you're going to need are down in the description below, but for now guys, I hope you have a fantastic day, and remember, be loyal, be brave, be relentless, and I'll see you in the next video.